warm welcome to Tokyo, the capital city of Japan, the land of the rising sun. It's a city which dates back to the 12th century, but now the modern city, with almost 38 million people living in the greater Tokyo region. It's a busy and vibrant city and the largest metropolitan area in the world. It is also a city preparing to host the 2020 Summer Olympic Games, when the eyes of the watching world will be firmly focused on great sporting endeavours. But for many years now, the city has also played host to one of badminton's top tournaments. All this week, the world's best players have been here at the Metropolitan Gymnasium for the Daihatsu Yonex Japan Open, the 8th event on the 12 tournament MetLife BWF World Superseries, the elite tier of tournaments in the sport of badminton. 12 tournaments plus the end of year finale, the Super Series finals, and the destination once again is Dubai. Well, it's finals day today at the 36th Japan Open, and we're starting with women's doubles and the Olympic champions Matsutomo and Takahashi, winners of this title 3 years ago in their third final here. They're up against the qualifiers Kim Ha-na and Yong. Then it's men's doubles, and Inoue and Kaneko make history. That's the first ever men's doubles pair from the host nation to contest the final here at the Japan Open. They're up against Gideon and Tsukamolio in their 5th Super Series final this year. Then it's mixed doubles, and Wang Yilu and Wang Dongping beat finalists last week at the Korean Super Series. They're up against qualifiers Hoki and Hirota in their first Super Series final in only their third tournament together. Then it's women's singles, and for only the 4th time in Super Series history, the women's singles final features 2 left-handers. He Bingjiao, the defending champion, is up against Carolina Marin, the Olympic champion. Then we finish with men's singles and the newly crowned world champion, Victor Axelsen, beaten finalist here 2 years ago. He's up against the defending and 6-time winner, Lee Chong-wei, who today is appearing in his 9th final here in 11 years. Well, with women's doubles being our first final of the day, a chance for us to look at the Super Series standings. And Zhang Ye-na and Lee So-hee will remain #1 on that list. Fukushima and Hirota, after this week in Tokyo, will go up 1 place to #2. The finalists in today's final, Matsutomo and Takahashi, well, depending on whether they win or lose today's final, they'll either go up 2 places to #3 or 1 place to #4. Either way, they go up on that list, which features, as you can see, 4 Japanese pairs. Well, it's Japan and Korea who have really dominated this tournament from quarter-final stage in the women's doubles. Only the 2 different nations involved, 4 seeds involved from quarter-final stage, and all 4 seeds in the top half of the draw. And all 4 seeds in the top half of the draw have won a Super Series title this year. But it ended up as a battle of 2 Japanese pairs in the top half, with the Olympic champions coming through, and in the bottom half of the draw, the qualifiers, Kim Ha-na and Yong. So here come the finalists for our first final of the day. Led out by the #1 seeds, the Olympic champions, Matsutomo and Takahashi. Well, the Japanese pair in their 3rd final at their home Super Series event. Beaten in the final a year ago, lost out to the Danes, Yule and Pedersen. But what a story about this pair from Korea. They're the world #1s. They need no introduction to the home fans. But what an incredible journey to stardom as a pair for Kim Ha-na and Yong. Our court officials will also be introduced to the fans from Thailand and from Chinese Taipei. Well, the Japanese pair will be trying to create their own little bit of history today, because since the inception of the Super Series, no women's doubles pair has ever won the Japan Open twice. There's 4 players who've won the title here 2 times, but not within the same partnership. Wang Xiaoli, Ma Jin, Zhao Yunlei and Zhong Qianxin have each won the Japan Open twice since 2007, the first year of the Super Series, but no pair has won the title twice. Well, the first job of our umpire, Traisen Tongtab, is the toss of the coin and the decision from the 2 pairs, which pair will start which end of the court and which player will serve and which player will receive. There is Misaki Matsutomo, 25 years of age, from Aizumi town, and she and her partner are enjoying their 80th consecutive week as world number 1s, but their 121st week in total. As I say, they won the title 3 years ago, and it was an all-Japanese affair. They beat Reika Kakiwa and Mayuki Maeda to win their very first Super Series title here 3 years ago, when they were contesting their 5th Super Series tournament final. So this is where it all started for the world number 1s, Matsutomo and Takahashi. Now, as far as their route through to today's final is concerned, well, they beat the 2012 winners from Hong Kong in the first round, and then a very tough match against Grecia Poli and Rahayu of Indonesia. An hour and 27 minutes for that one. Quarter-final against the winners of the India Super Series. That was also the full distance, an hour and 13 minutes. And the semi-final yesterday against Fukushima and Hirota, the World Championships silver medalists and winners of the Malaysian Super Series this year. Well, as far as their opponents are concerned, Kim Ha-na, she has won a Super Series title in women's doubles previously. That was with Jung Kyung-eun, but you have to go back to 2012 and the India Super Series, the last time she won a Super Series women's doubles title. She was in the final of the mixed doubles last year with Go Sung-kyun. Her young partner, Wong Hee-young, in her first ever Super Series tournament final, the 20-year-old, and what a tournament they have had in only their 3rd ever tournament together. They've come through the qualifying and the second round of the qualifying draw. They had to beat the winners from last week, and that was Wang Yaxiong and Yu Xiaohan. It's incredible that they had to qualify this week, and that's the only time they've been pushed the full distance, an hour and 12 minutes to beat last week's winners. In the quarterfinal, they beat the defending champions, Yong and Pedersen. And then in the semi-final, the World Championship bronze medalists from 2015, Huckerman and Yonao. Well, so far in the Super Series, we've had 7 different women's doubles pairs win the 7 different Super Series tournaments. Not surprising. This is the first meeting between the 2 pairs, considering it is only the Koreans' 3rd ever tournament together, and only their 2nd Super Series.
On my right, Kim Ha-na, Kang Hee-yong, Korea. And on my left, Misaki, Matsutomo, Ayaka, Takahashi, Japan. Kim Ha-na to serve to Ayaka, Takahashi. LeBron, play.
So the pair that had to battle through the qualifying, Kim Ha-na and Gong Hee-young, getting this women's doubles final underway. Oh, what a good opening rally. Won by the Olympic champions Matsutomo and Takahashi. Well, whichever pair wins today's final, it will be a little bit of history because it's only the 5th time in Super Series history, and we're today at the Japan Open in our 137th Super Series tournament, and only the 5th time that a qualifying pair has contested the women's doubles final. And only once has a pair that's come from the qualifying actually won a Super Series women's doubles title. That was at the Denmark Open 2 years ago. Jung Kyung-eun and Shin Sung-chan, another pair from Korea, were given a walkover in the final from Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei. So actually, if the Koreans were to win, they'd be the first qualifiers to actually play and contest a women's doubles Super Series final and go on to win the title, because the first pair that won didn't actually contest the final.
Served over, 2 on.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot.
Served over, 3-2.
Super angle.
Served over, 3 on. Served over, 4-3.
Yeah, aimed towards the right hip. And Misaki Matsutomo waited committed to that backhand defence. Oh my goodness me, what on earth was that? From Ayaka Takahashi.
5-3.
Yeah. Not happy with herself there. Well, the last pair from Korea to win the women's doubles title here at the Japan Open was 13 years ago, when Ra Kyu-min and Lee Kyung-won beat Wei Li and Zhao Ting-ting in the final. And it's very interesting that Ra Kyu-min, the last Korean winner of the women's doubles, is sitting on the coaching bench. Oh, good rally. Yeah, good interception from Matsutomo.
5 on.
Takahashi also choosing to smash down the forehand side towards the right hip of her opponent. There's the backhand defense from Kim Ha-na. Not ready for the smash down her forehand side. These clever tactics. Well, 4 straight points for the Olympic champions. Ah, there's the last player from Korea to win the women's doubles. Now the coach, Ra Kyu-min. Won 4 titles here, 1 women's doubles and 3 mixed doubles. 3 mixed doubles with 2 different partners. 1 with Park Ji-bong and 2 with Kim Dong-moon. Oh, this is a great little run, isn't it, by the #1 seeds. Yeah.
Over. 6.
Well, the run comes to an end, but 5 straight points there. Clever. Yeah.
7.
It was the one deep into the forehand corner, that one of Matsutomo, that did all the damage and set up the rally. There's another one. Brilliant. Persistent attacking play from the Olympic champions, and Kai Nakajima
7.
getting very animated, the Japanese doubles coach. Oh, that's good judgment and good rotational play
7 over.
by Kim and
8.
Gong.
9.
Yeah, very good judgment. Great drive defense from Ayaka Takahashi.
7 over.
My goodness me.
10.
Driving that across court. so to the mid-game interval. The Olympic champions with a 3-point advantage. Third final here in 4 years. Well, the master of ceremonies trying to get the crowds G'd up to support the home players. Of course, with Japanese players contesting the 3 doubles finals today, they could potentially win 3 titles. And if they were to win the 3 titles, they've done that once before. That was 2 Super Series ago. That was at the Australian Super Series event in Sydney, but they've never won all 3 doubles before. In fact, it's only China who've won all 3 doubles. In fact, they've 7 times had a clean sweep of all 5 titles. And Korea have twice won the 3 doubles at one Super Series event, 2015 Denmark, and the Korean Open last year, their home event. So it'd be a wonderful achievement if home players were able to do that here at the Japan Open. Another long rally. Clever. Oh, it's a super rally.
It's over. 9-11.
Oh, these rallies are getting longer and longer, aren't they? But it's not defensive play. Both players looking for the opportunities to attack. They've got to think about the drift, yes. It's a couple of service errors. She's hit well wide.
Over. 12-10.
Oh, that's a good smash. Yeah, I've been more and more impressed by her as the week's gone on.
12.
Last week was the first time I'd ever seen her play. Crikey, here's another wild one.
12 on.
And the Korean qualifiers at level.
12.
That's nice. Yeah. Ever since that hold and push deep into the forehand corner of the Japanese pair,
13.
the Koreans were in control of the rally. And that's why she's such a fine mixed doubles player as well. Kim Ha-na. And that control and reading of the situation from the front of the court. And there again. Yeah, superb.
14. 13.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but of course, if the Korean pair were to win today's final, then we'd have 8 different pairs win the first 8 Super Series titles in women's doubles of the year. It's going wide.
15. 13.
Would indicate a very healthy situation as far as the women's doubles discipline is concerned, that there's so many pairs who are vying for these major titles. Oh, good defense. Oh, the opportunity was there for Matsutomo.
16. 13. Ready to play.
8 of the last 10 points going to the Korean combination. No wonder Kai Nakajima is trying to urge on his players. Well, the confusion between the two Korean players, quite understandable, considering this is only their third tournament together. Overdone it again. There is a definite sideways drift, and it's from left to right. And the Japanese pair are not playing accordingly and compensating for that drift. Left to right as we look down on the court now. Oh, there it is again. But this time it's on. Same idea, same tactic.
15-17.
Yeah, she was nowhere near it. Takahashi. Just as well from the Japanese perspective that it went long. Yeah, good work by the Olympic champions. Takahashi getting Matsutomo involved at the front of the court. And that is dependent on her hitting the shuttle in the right place, so that she knows that her partner can then read what's happening and make the interception.
Thank you. Get ready.
So just 1 point the deficit. Yeah. Decisive play once again from Misaki Matsutomo when intercepting at the front of the court. Yeah, across the body towards that right hip of Kim Ha-na. This crucial stage in the opening game, as the world number 1 is back into the lead. That's a good shot. And then it was the more experienced of the two Korean players who made a poor choice of shot. This one here. Woefully short. So on a run of 5 straight points. Oh, indecision there as well between the two Koreans. Who was supposed to take it? Oh, challenge that. My goodness me.
Team and Kang challenge Hall out.
No, it was called in. No, it was called out. I do beg your pardon. It was called out. I thought it was in. Oh, well, there you go.
Challenge unsuccessful.
So
One
that
challenge
means
remaining.
that it is game point opportunities. Six straight points
20
from
game point
14-17 down
17.
to
Play.
3 game points for the Olympic champions. That's a good smash.
Serve it over. 18-20.
Second time of asking. And the former champions, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi, close out the opening game 21-18 in 28 minutes.
18.
It's the final rally. Oh my goodness, the intensity over those last few rallies from the Japanese pair, absolutely superb. Well, the home fans will be pretty happy with that opening game from the Olympic champions, Matsutomo and Takahashi.
Second game, love all. Play.
So one game to the good, the former champions. Oh, that was going out.
love.
Nakajima, the Japanese coach, was urging his players to use their deception. And that was a beautiful example. Left.
Service over. 1-2.
Well, she's right to go for it. I'm convinced of that. You won't make it every time. But if you're a threat at the net, then your opponents will be very reluctant to play to that area, which means that they're going to lift it, which is what you want in the first place. Brilliant smash. Brilliant. Perfect placement.
Service over.
Well, she's got to be careful here, Kim
3,
Hana.
2.
She really is very committed to that backhand defence. And the Japanese pair have noticed that.
Service over. 3 on.
Nice change of pace. Oh, yes, that's clever too.
4-3.
And I like that. I like that character. As if she's saying to her opponents, well, you've done it to me, I'm going to do it to you. Hit down that forehand side when you're committed to the backhand defence. Well, she's just not taking into account the sideways drift.
5-3.
And it's all set up with a good return of serve.
4-5.
Good rally. That's an excellent rally. Both pairs having the opportunity to attack, and then the defending pair turning their defence into attack themselves. Those pairs having opportunities to finish off the rally earlier on. Excellent play. Missed it.
Six, five.
Yeah, she's wearing a back support there. And I think that just needs adjustment. Is that a look of concern from Ra Kyu-min? She actually won the doubles double here in 2002. Women's doubles and mixed doubles. Well to get that back. Super net shot from Misaki Matsutomo.
7-5.
Longest rally of this second game. Not the longest rally of the match.
Ready? Serve over. 6-7. Ayaka.
I like that change of pace.
Get ready.
Well, I can remember
8,
3 or 4
6.
years ago, I was saying how indecisive at the front of the court this Japanese pair were. And my goodness, haven't they improved that? Almost like a totally different pair. Matsutomo now hunts the shuttle. Oh, service fault called.
Serve over. 7, 8.
I'm not sure I agree that it was above the waist. And waist in badminton defined as below the lowest rib.
Serve over. 9-7.
Now a second service error from Yong.
Serve over. 8-9. Okay.
Yeah. Down the forehand side once again is doing the damage. Kim Ha-na has got to somehow sort that out. Either she's got to change her defensive stance, her positioning, and be nearer the tram lines, or she can't be so committed to the backhand defence. It's not often there's confusion between these two Japanese players.
10.
They've been playing together since they were juniors. Played together in the Asian Under-17 Championships. See what she was trying to play, a little half-court push, and that was a nice idea from Kim Ha-na, but found the net, so it means that the Olympic champions have a 2-point advantage here at the mid-game interval of the second game. Well, awfully difficult for us to hear what was being said because the Master of Ceremonies getting the crowd to chant Takamatsu, which is the sort of nickname of Matsutomo and Takahashi.
11-9. Play.
So 10 points away, the Japanese pair, from winning their second title here at the home Super Series event. And it'll be a very, very tough 10 points, if indeed they are to win.
10-11.
Stamp of the feet from Yong.
10.
Sign of the frustration. Well, the Koreans need to be aware that Misaki Matsutomo is using the flick serve an awful lot at the moment. We've been noticing in recent months that she's been struggling with her low serve, and therefore she has used the flick more and more.
13-10.
There's another. That's good defense. The channel attack, as we call it, down the centre of the court. does narrow the angle of reply, and therefore there's more chance of getting the front court player involved. 1, 2, and then the interception. Oh, service fault called again. Once again judged to have been struck above the waist.
11-14. Over 15-11. Over 12-15.
What I was saying earlier, she reads the game very well, but it was also the quality of her partner's smash straight down the line. Virtually impossible for Takahashi to have played that defensive shot across court, and therefore Kim Ha-na looking for the straight reply.
Over 16-12.
Yeah, it's a good return.
Over.
Well, it wasn't the best of those serves, and that's
16.
possibly why she's been flicking better. She's been called a fault on her flick. 2 times she's been called a fault. Almost forced to have to play the low serve.
Team 16. Ayaka.
Takahashi being told by the umpire not to waste time. Oh, that's delightful. Oh, good interception. What a rally. Well, one of the rare occasions where it's Takahashi that finishes off the rally from the front of the court. What an excellent rally. The longest rally, 74 shots. Yeah.
Serve over.
Play by the Koreans.
15-17.
Yong taking it early on her forehand side. This one. And that set up the opportunity for her partner. Yeah, that's very nice. Halfway down the net.
Over. 18-15.
3-point advantage for the former champions. And 3 points away from a second title here. And that would be history. 2 points needed. No pair since the inception of the Super Series has ever won the Japan Open women's doubles title twice. 4 different players have won the title twice, but not within the same partnerships. Big serve is wide of that centre line. That's a lifeline gifted to the Koreans.
16-19.
From Takahashi, and she moved further and further towards the net, and finally the change of pace was played to perfection. It is 4 match point opportunities for the world #1s and Olympic champions, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi. First pair in Super Series history to win the Japan Open women's doubles title twice. 21-18, 21-16 in 56 minutes.
That's won by Misaki, Matsumoto.
In their third final in 4 years. Their own little bit of history today, Matsutomo and Takahashi. Well, it was a 22nd Super Series tournament final for this Japanese pair, and today it's a 9th title, 2nd here at their home Super Series event. A moment of victory and the delight for the Olympic champions. So we'll get a chance to hear what the champions say. Let's go courtside and listen into the interview.
それでは優勝インタビューです。日本の松友美咲選手、そして高橋彩香選手です。最後まで気の抜けない厳しい戦いとなりましたが、まずは試合を振り返っていかがでしょうか。
How do you review this match between the Korean pairs? This had to be a very tough game until the end.
今日はたくさんの応援ありがとうございました。今日対戦した韓国ペアは予選から中国ペアを勝ったり本当に実力者を倒してきているので勢いがあるなと思っていましたし去年に引き続き決勝の舞台に立てたことがまずすごく嬉しくてでも去年のリベンジをしたいという気持ちで決勝のコートに立てたので本当に2人で勝つことができてよかったです。
Thank you for cheering us. I knew that this Korean pair had been very capable, beating the Chinese pairs and winning up through the quarterfinals to the finals. So we were determined to stand on this final court for the 2 years in a row, and we are very happy that we were able to do that. One thing that we wanted to make sure to do that was to pay revenge on the last year's loss.
地元開催での優勝ということで本当に多くのファンの皆さんが応援してくださいました。ぜひファンの皆さんにメッセージをお願いします。
A lot of your supporters have cheered you today as this is a local tournament. Can you give few words to the local fans?
今日は本当にたくさんの応援をありがとうございました。私たちが初めてスーパーシリーズで優勝できたのもこのジャパンオープンだったんですけど3年ぶりに優勝することができて本当にたくさんの皆さんの前で試合をすることができてとても嬉しかったです。本当にありがとうございました。
Thank you for your great support. The Super Series, the Japan Open has been one of the first Super Series title that we won 3 years ago, and I'm very happy that we were able to get this title back again. Thank you.
優勝しました高橋選手、そして松友選手でした。おめでとうございます。
So Matsutomo and Takahashi reiterating the point that this is where it started for them as far as Super Series titles is concerned. Won their first ever Super Series title here at the Japan Open 3 years ago. Well, obviously that defeat in the final last year to Yule and Pedersen wrangled a little with the Olympic champions because they also talked about the fact that it was nice to make amends for last year's defeat. Well, what a week they've had. Come through the qualifying to reach the final. Only the 5th pair in history of the Super Series to achieve that. But the Olympic champions and world #1s have come good. regaining the title that they won 3 years ago. Mr. Soichiro Okudaira presenting the medals to the beaten finalists, Kim Ha-na and Gong Hee-young.
The winners plate and the gold medals are presented to the winners. Misaki, Matsutomo, Ayaka, Takahashi, Japan.
A second Japan Open title for Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi. A 9th Super Series title in total.
The MetLife trophies are presented to the winner and the runner-up by Ms. Shoko Suzuki, the Executive Officer and Vice President, the Chief Marketing Officer of MetLife Insurance Company.
Shoko Suzuki, on behalf of the Super Series title sponsors, MetLife, making presentations to the players as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Please give a big round of applause to the winners for their accomplishments.
So the first of our finals complete, and as far as Japan is concerned, the first title perhaps of the day, because of course they are contesting all 3 doubles finals.
Matsutomo Misaki, Takahashi Ayaka 両選手によるウィニングランを行います。